Guys, good evening. It is a February 8th, and happy Thursday from Coco 7 Loco. Today I don't have the two kitties, so I don't have my Ketchup and Cora. They are with their mom, so mom is taking the time out and spending time with the kids. So it's just me and all of you guys. I want to say thank you, everybody. This year so far has been really good. You guys have been viewing a lot of my content, especially Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and of course Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Those are two games that I'm absolutely working on. I'm crushing them, and I'm adding them to my YouTube channel, Coco 7 Loco. So I really do appreciate everyone who puts the comments, hit the like buttons, and is viewing everything. I am going to keep pushing more and more content, so you guys definitely be on the lookout for that. And so yeah, I actually have a game review. As you guys can see, we have Dragon Quest Monsters 3 The Dark Prince. So I'm going to guys give you a little spoiler alert. I actually beat the game. So first we're going to go over the review, and then I'm going to give you guys like a little walkthrough of what the game's like, and then I have a secret thing for you guys that I hope you guys are excited for. AKA there's a secret hidden boss at the post game that I got to. So we're gonna do that together. We're gonna do the final ending together, and then we're gonna go set up Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So I hope you guys are ready for that. First, we're gonna talk about Dragon Quest Monsters 3. It came out December of last year. It's only on the Switch. If you are a person who kind of like me, who likes Pokemon, now Power World is trending, and I am playing Power World, not as much, but games that have monsters and has a storyline, then you're gonna like Dragon Quest Monsters. If you played the first two Dragon Quest Monsters, you kind of already know how it works, where you collect the monsters, you fight in the arena, you fight, and then the story goes from there. The premise of this game is pretty much the same thing. It is with a little twist. You are a son of the Demon King who controls all the monsters. You try to convene with your father, asking him to pretty much save your mother, who your mother's human, mortal, blah, duh. Pretty cliche on that part. And you guys realize later on that your mom passes away. She makes a request for you to like pretty much be human and don't go down this path of vengeance. What do? You do the exact opposite. You go down this path of vengeance. So that's where this gets interesting, because your father put a curse on you, and you can fight monsters. So a human who's pretty much been with you since you came to the village teaches you about monster wrangling. And so you monster wrangle, so all you do is capture monsters, and then of course you fight. But the only way you're gonna get better at this and throughout the game is you gotta collect more monsters, and then fight in the arena. And the higher up in the arena you go, the better monster access you have available for you to use throughout your journey for vengeance to get to the top and fight your father and pretty much take over the throne. So that's the whole premise. So I'm going to give it the good old-fashioned five finger, you guys can see me, 5-finger rating. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. One of the main reasons why, and I want you guys to remember when the last time I did reviews, what I'm looking for exactly is the graphics of the game, the storyline of the game, and the mechanics of the game. So what really sold me is, one, it is completely different from Pokemon and Power World, because yes, you still collect, and yes, you use them for battle, but it's, you know, 4 monsters against 4 monsters, or one boss, whatever, how you set it up. 2, the monsters come in various sizes. So there's small, regular size, and there's large. Large takes up more of your slots when you're fighting, and large has better benefits, but you have less monsters. So if you really wanted to build your team, you can have, I think a large monster takes up 2 slots, so 2 out of 4. So technically, you know, he takes up that slot, you have pretty much 2 left to work with. Or if you get 2 large monsters, it takes up all 4 slots, and then you just have 2 large monsters. Or you do how I do it, where I just play with all 4 and I just freaking max them out. So the storyline, I will say, is kind of like mid. It's a typical JRPG, RPG storyline. There were some twists to it, but you can kind of figure out the twists. You do have companions, as you see in the photo. You have an elf. I think she's the last elf, if I remember correctly. Sorry, I put like 80 hours in this game, so it's like, I think she's the last elf. You help her from humans because humans are treating her like a slave. So you help her out. And then that guy you see on the right is a human, and all he cares about is learning about magic and spells and ingredients and all this other stuff. So you kind of see the redundancy in the storyline. Like, it's not too complex. So the storyline in of itself is kind of like meh. Now the graphics of the game is for the Nintendo Switch, compared to Pokemon Violet. I'm sorry to say, it's pretty open world and the graphics are pretty good. Typical Dragon Quest graphics. So if you played any of the Dragon Quest games from like 2007 on, the graphics are pretty much kind of like that same look and everything. So it works for this game. I cannot complain at all. Now, I'm gonna give those graphics maybe like a 3.5. So what sold me on the game is the mechanics of the game. Not only do you have to collect monsters, you realize there's over 500 monsters there are, and the monsters are broken off into tiers. So like F being the suckiest of the suckiest, and then the highest tier is X. X is the highest tier you can ever get. And you also realize that, like Pokemon and all these other games, breeding is allowed, and then for certain monsters you have to breed them multiple times in order for you to get higher ranked monsters. So S rank monsters and X rank monsters need to have like four parents at one given time. And so the mechanics for the breeding and the getting more monsters gets trickier and trickier the higher and higher the rank you're going up, which makes it more enticing for you to keep collecting more monsters to get the variety that you're actually looking for. So that's really the exciting part of it. So I am like kind of a collector. Pokemon Violet, all I do is catch a lot of Pokemon, then breed them, then try to make them perfect. I pretty much did the same thing for Dragon Quest monsters. Like, I caught a whole bunch, and I was like, oh yeah, I can keep going, keep going. And then I kept breeding and matchmaking and finding the varieties. I did a lot of online searching because this game has already been out for over, it's February now, so almost 2 months now. Just to find out, like, hey, how do you do these certain things? How you get certain special ranked monsters? So I was really excited. So the mechanics, and then the mechanics for fighting is even more interesting. So you have your 4-on-4. You have the rank structure in the Coliseum that determines how far you can get when you get in certain monsters. So if you don't pass rank A, you won't be getting rank A monsters, nor will you be seeing rank A monsters, nor will you be continuing with the story. So that does play a huge factor in that. But not only that, but the fighting style for certain things. So like when you're in the arena, your monsters just have to fight. You have no control of what moves they can do or not. You just have to watch them fight and pray you made them the best they possibly could to win the arena. And each rank of the arena is 3 ranks, so 3 rounds. So 3 rounds, monster fights, and then once you beat the final boss, you can go up to the next rank. In the main story, when you're fighting the monsters in the area, they're not hard. But when you get to the boss is especially hard. So if you have not raised your monsters or bred your monsters or got their stats and their skill points, because monsters have skill points, to a certain level, you're gonna get dominated. They have items in it. They have certain things that will give you like at level ups and things like that. So there's a whole bunch of these items and mechanics in the game that will help you out as you proceed further and further. So it did take me a while to kind of like work that out, but once I got the hang of it, like, it was a wrap. Like, I'm breeding monsters left and right. So much as I love talking to you guys about it, let me actually show you what I'm working with, and then let's give you guys the hidden secret final boss. But honestly, Dragon Quest monsters, if you're looking for a good Switch game, they'll hold you over until the next big Switch game, or the new Switch 2, which is secretly going to be released possibly this year, is what rumors are saying. I definitely think Dragon Quest Monsters 3 is a good way of you kind of like all right, like I can catch them, I can do these things, I can kind of have fun. I like Dragon Quest. I haven't had really a Dragon Quest game in a while, so this game actually works. So let's see. All right. There is DLC to the game. I highly recommend you buy the game with DLCs because the DLCs, well, 77 hours, as you can see, all these monsters you're seeing are rank X, so they're the highest rank they could be. Almost all of them have maxed out stats, and obviously level 100. So you can see the amount of work and effort I have put into this game to try to make sure that I don't get my butt kicked anymore, especially when you're doing the post-game story. The monsters are insanely hard. All right, so let's see. So this is my team. Nocturnus, the Almighty, Zenlon, Ramya. Some of these monsters you do remember if you played any of the Dragon Quest games. They are very familiar. Nismo is my rank S, but he's also like jacked, insanely strong. That's why I kept him. The Darkling, insanely strong, as you can see, like pretty much maxed out on everything, and so I can't really argue why I wouldn't. Malroth, pretty much the same thing, maxed out, and then Fluffy, because Fluffy's like the ultimate healer. So as you're playing this game and as you're collecting more and more monsters, so you start breeding them. But here in this section there's actually known talents, so each monster gets 3 talents, and as you breed them you get to pick which talents you think is going to work best for your monster. So if your monster is stronger than higher in attack, then it's best for you to get talents that are geared towards attack. If they're higher in wisdom, which is magic and spells, then it's better for you to get talents that are geared towards those spells. So there is strategy to how you're playing this game, and it's not just like, oh well, I want the Almighty. Well, the Almighty has insanely high magic wisdom. So if you don't get moves geared towards magic and spells, the Almighty is going to be useless because he does not have any HP. He is all MP. So like, please be mindful. So you got to be mindful of that. So let's see. Let's go to the Almighty anyway. So each talent has a set amount of skills and abilities and bonuses. So like for my Almighty, one of his talents is the Almighty, which is healing, gets rid of any kind of status illness, electrical moves. So that's really perfect for what I need for my Almighty. I gave him defense booster 3. So every time you use your skill points per every level, I think it's like 9 skill points per level, 12 sometimes. I just boosted his defense and HP because he's all magic. He doesn't have that much HP, and I need him to take hits. So his defense has to be high. And then Sovereign is from a previous parent. So from his parents, I took one of their skills and gave it to him. So now he knows the Sovereign skills, which is a monster prior to. So those are actually pretty cool. So depending on how you want to combine your monsters to get to the X class, and there's only like 6 or 7 X class monsters, you can kind of pick the talents that you really think are going to be beneficial for how you fight. So each monster comes with traits: Rando Relief, Low Heal, and Heaven Sent. If they're large, they get better traits, but I'm not a fan of large monsters because they take up too many slots, and I don't want to risk that. And then of course, this is what you know your monster's resistance. So as you can tell, the Almighty is pretty much resistance to damn near everything except for darkness, because obviously the Almighty, his weakness is darkness. So these are things that you got to be very mindful for when you're trying to do things like that. Ooh, sorry, I'm not changing my party at all. So you can give your monsters accessories. So depending on what accessories you have available, you can give them to your guys to make them even stronger in stats. And then as you progress further in the game, when you go to your town has the ability to, you can make more accessories, better and better accessories. Sorry guys. So like, that's the cool feature on the mechanics of it, because instead of Starry Studs, you can get Starry Studs plus. So you can always play around with that. It does cost money. Money is hard to come by, typical JRPG. So you got to pick and choose how you want to set things up, and those things are like that. So healing items, all the healing items you typically need They're pretty simple, but once you get far enough in the game and you have like a dedicated team of healers, you kind of don't need the items anymore, unless you're like me. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, let me heal you, just to help, but you really don't need it. And then there's items that help boost the monsters, and then there's also items to throw at the enemy to do damage. So, you know, typical added support. So this is the cool thing. There's this feature called Scout. And so the way it works is if you want to scout a monster, you would throw, actually, let me just show you guys also. You would try to convince that monster to join your team. And the monster can say yes or no. If they say no, they would say either enemy gets irritated or enemy gets angered. If the enemy's irritated, you can kind of try to scout them again. And then they may take it the second time, or they might just say, screw you, I'm angry. And if they're angry, all their stats get boosted and then you have to fight them, or you can run away, depending on what you want to do. Now, the cool thing about scouting is you can throw food at them to try to convince them further. So, let's say I wanted, let me see what this monster is. A group of monsters. So let's say I wanted a Roni raccoon. So, I would go to items. I would literally click on one of these meats. Don't ever get manky meat because it can poison them and then they'll be pissed at you. So I wouldn't even do manky meat. So I'd be like, oh man, you know what? I want the hell spawn. It is rank B. I'm going to throw some meat at it and then I'm going to scout it. And so let's see if he'll take it. 37%. Probably not that well. See, it's irritated. So when the monster is irritated, you have the option of scouting it again. If you scout it again, your scout percentage drops every time. So the more and more you keep scouting the same monster, the less and less likely it is to try to join your troop, your team. So try to be mindful of that. If you really don't care, you're like, I really want this guy, or what I do sometimes is I'll just keep scouting until he says angered, and then I'll just like, whatever, I'll fight you guys. So that's usually how that works. But the higher and higher your rank is in the Coliseum, and be mindful in this game, there's two different Coliseums. There's the Human World Coliseum and then there's the Monster World Coliseum. So depending on how you're feeling in the Coliseum and how far you get, determines how easy it is for you to get these monsters. So like, obviously rank B and rank A, you can't really get them unless you did the Coliseums and beat both in the Human World and the Monster World rank A. So if you didn't, then good luck. Like, you wouldn't, it's almost impossible for you to get these kind of monsters. So there's also that part. So the mechanics of the game I really do like. It has the 4 seasons, so monsters only show up during certain seasons and certain levels in the game. So let's see. The Whisperwoods don't count. So let's go to. Okay, so Circle of Conquest. So each area you go to has 3 levels: lower echelon, middle echelon, and upper level echelon. Lower is for super weak monsters, medium is kind of your mid class, and then your upper class is for top tier monsters. So when you go to I always go to the upper echelon because there's a trick to the game that Metal King slimes show up only in 2 very different echelons, which not echelons but areas, which is the Circle of Conquest and then the Circle of Temperance. And so they only show up in the upper echelon. So if you want to do like I'm trying to get all the experience in the world really quick, go, find Metal King slimes, fight them, kill them, and then you'll get all the experience. So that's how I got to level 100 really fast. So that little dial you see indicates that it's the fall season. And then when time keeps going on, then it'll switch to winter, and then it'll switch to spring, and then it'll switch to summer. So there's the 4 seasons in this game. You do have items that can help you expedite the season process. So there's items called seasoning that will help you like speed up the process. Like, hey, I don't want to deal with spring, I want it to be summer because I'm looking for this type of monster. You just use the seasoning, and then that's pretty much what it is. So that is a cool feature to the game. What else? So I will say overall, we're going to get to the hidden secret boss because I really want to show you guys because I haven't fought it yet. I literally grinded make sure all my guys are maxed out and stats are perfect to get ready to fight this ultimate boss. I will say the mechanics of this game is probably what kept me going in the game. The story wasn't strong enough. The graphics, as you guys can see, you know, it's kind of open world, but it's not. But the graphics are Dragon Quest graphics, and so they work for this game in the Switch because it doesn't really require that much. Like, I don't think it requires that much graphics to do this kind of game. Sorry, Square Enix. I apologize, but like, I don't think it requires that much. Considering this game is turn-based, this isn't like Grand Blue Fantasy, if you guys have seen on my YouTube, where it's pretty much like I'm hooking and jabbing and dodging. Like they're like I gotta go left, I gotta go right, I gotta dodge, I gotta block. Like the graphics for that and requires me to. It makes sense because I'm like pushing and leaving. It's huge open map world, like beautifully done. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Also, I'm doing that one too, and you can kind of tell like, all right, the graphics are a lot better because it's an open world, requires such and such. So Dragon Quest doesn't require that, but the mechanics I will say are what sold me on it. Like, there's no questioning it. So like, I'll give you guys a tidbit, but like these are all the bosses you have to fight. Like you fight a lot of bosses, like, and these 1, 2, 3 are the secret bosses to the post game, and then there's a fourth one we're going to do together. But as you can tell, like, you're fighting a lot of 29, it's about to be 30 bosses. So and I'm telling you, each one of these bosses will put you through the work if you do not train your team right and always have like at least 2 healers on your squad. Not only can they hit, but they gotta heal. Like, it's gonna be a rough game. But once you figure out the mechanics and you get the motion, you're like, oh, like this isn't that bad. I can kind of run with it. Like now, I'm kind of like, yeah, I can. This is game. This is, you know, easy. I can do it. So guys, let's do this secret hidden boss. We're gonna do this together, and then after that, you know, we'll do some Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Definitely doing some video edits for that and trying to give you guys more of a walkthrough playthrough for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I know I am late to the game for Jedi Survivor, but I do like Star Wars. Absolutely love this game, and so yeah, let's get to it. Let's see what this is about.
The prospect of a perfect world is irresistible, isn't it?
You've got it all wrong. We've come to stop you, not join you.
Sorry, but this is between family. I'd rather you kept your noses out.
Okay, so let you guys know, the guy speaking is your younger brother. You find out he is demon, part monster, part elf. So, and then through this story, this post story, you find out that his mother was the priestess that kept the ultimate evil locked in bay, that had summoned the 3 warrior monsters that would obliterate the world, because she wants to create the world anew. And so now that you killed her, now his mother is released, and so he and his mom, I don't even know if it's his mom, but I'm pretty sure it's his mom, both of them want to create the utopia. In order for them to create the utopia, they have to destroy this world. So that's where we're at.
You lost your home. Your mother, father abandoned you. That world is built.
I mean, he's talking a lot, so I'd rather just like
get
to the fighting.
Suffer no more. Now, it's time I ask.
And yes, in case you guys are curious, there are alternate endings, because I actually did one. And spoiler alert. No, we ain't doing that. So spoiler alert,
Imagine I'd say that.
one ending you pretty much die.
Never change.
So you made the mistake, and your elf friend that you saved, and she's with you the entire game pretty much, she dies by humans, and so then you turn into a full flat. Oh my gosh, did he just use Bankai on me? I know he did not just use Bankai on me.
It seems we must face off one last time. I truly hope for a different ending.
You sneaky, sneaky,
Rather we love
sneaky.
triumphed over hate. Goodbye, my brother. Roused from slumber by a breeze, half evaporated dreams.
Yeah, he irked me on that one. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so
Expectantly.
you in the game, as you're playing through the game, there's this thing called the Secrets of Evolution that expedites monster evolution to make you stronger and faster. Your elf friend, she dies, so you use the Secrets of Evolution to make yourself the ultimate monster, and then you pretty much destroy the whole world. You become king of the monster world. The heroes, which I did a little digging, and it says like the heroes that you see in the game throughout the storyline, they're from Dragon Quest IV. So I've never played Dragon Quest IV. I've only played, I think it's Dragon Quest 7 or 8, the Cursed Kingdom. So I played that and on. So I haven't played any of the previous ones. So that's very interesting, because then you're the ultimate boss in the game. I guess that would have been Dragon Quest IV. He kills you, obviously, because the hero always wins. And that's how that ending ends. And so then you are brought back to life, and you are given the choice to redo that moment. So it's actually really, really cool. So yeah, so let's explain the fight mechanics real quick. So tactic wise, you can pick how you want your guys to fight. Obviously I have him no mercy. The Almighty, I have him focus on healing, because he has this trait where he can kind of like remove any curses or anything. So that's pretty cool. Zenlong is showing no mercy because he literally is like, the guy's a murderer, so I enjoy it very much. And then Ramya, I have her also as a healer. So I have 2 healers on my team. Since I did the Wisp Woods, I have 2 healers. I don't have anything more, anything less. And they kind of piggyback off each other. So that's why I like it, for tactic wise. Orders, you can actually tell them what to do. So more heal, perfect, oomphs, insulate, which I'm going to be using insulate because they're probably going to use breath moves. Wave of relief kills all ailments, so I enjoy that very much. Hustle dance heals, so that's why I have these characters set up the way they are, and that's why I also have an X rank. X rank is the highest rank there could be, and also all their stats stack up throughout the parents and breeding. So like they're the ultimate fighting machine. So I really much like it. And then Ramya. Oh, I can't do bounce. Perfect. So now, if I done everything correctly, I should just have to click fight, and they should just automatically just murk Ludo, and I don't have to try too hard. If they need help, then I'll like interfere like that. So like you can put the battle scenes on auto, so like I can put it on auto battle, and then kind of just watch them fight. And if I think they need help, I'll cancel out auto battle and then try to add the support. But they should be strong enough to where we just have to watch and let them do the whole thing by ourselves. So, I mean, we're doing some damage. But that's why I have Ramya healing, and then in case that doesn't heal enough, the Almighty does the sultry dance and heals more. So I have like the double healing effect when it comes to this combo. Reflect spells, dude. Come on now. Oh, you attack twice. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy this. I think we got a guarantee I don't have to do anything. See? Hustle dance. Boom. Sorry, I said sultry dance. Hustle dance. 。 So, ooh. So, there's this thing called Frenzy State. Frenzy State boosts attack, defense, speed, magic, wisdom. Like, maxes them out. And when that happens, their defense obviously shoots to the roof, and it makes it harder for us to do damage on them. And so that's like, see? Now I gotta quit auto battle, and now I gotta get involved. Maybe not. Let me see. I will, because Citrus is gonna die. Yep. And you just killed it all. Ooh, so close. Oh. Alright. So that was cute while it lasted. Dude, who has... You don't. Oh my gosh, none of these guys have healers. Oh. I don't want to use Kablanc. Wow. So, when life kicks you in the balls, you switch out. So hi, say hi to Fluffy. Fluffy here should be my other healer. That's my girl. That's my girl. Just in case. See, this is when I have to interfere. Alright, let's see. I know, 240 is really nothing. I don't know. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. Alright. Hold on. I can fix this. Let's not play this game now. Whoa. They are actually making me work. Hustle dance. I can do this ammo. Fluffy, can you give me Omni Heal? Heal first and Omni Heal. There it is. Bam! Perfect. Woo! Alright, you're making me work. You're making me work. Did you just try to spell prevent me? Alright. Change my tactics, because Fluffy, you're going to be my healer. Alright, let's see how you guys do without me. I mean, I guess that works. That's not cool. Dude, Ludo is not going down. Sword Dance, the Almighty. We're going to do Wave of Relief. Don't you have... Almighty. You give me Hustle Dance. You give me Wave of Relief. And you give me... Oh, you... Oh, shoot. I don't think you will be able to last that long. Alright. There we go. Let's see what we got. Ooh. You are actually making me work right now. Hustle. Do you have enough for wave? You don't have enough for... Alright, so Almighty, you're gonna have to wave of relief. You're gonna have to Kazamo. And you're gonna have to Hustle Dance on top of me. We're kidding about this hidden boss. providing you full recovery. Alright, bang, bang, let's go. Perfect trade. Ooh, yes! Heck yes! Ooh, Fluffy, I forgot you weren't level 100. Oh, booyah. By the way, you've already killed your brother once, so just saying.
Oh my! You're not hurt, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Beaten again by my big brother. But what can you do? This was but one
Yeah, he kind of made me work.
eventuality. I should be leaving. I'm not sure I can bear another moment in the tragedy of this world. Before I go, I will say this. There may come a day when the miseries of this place overwhelm you. Should that happen, all you need do is call my name, and I'll be there for you. Mother dearest, would you leave this world intact? For them? So this is goodbye. Just know that I'm proud to call you my brother. I recall the dream I had of flowers in palest grey. Petals fall.
Also, he's a poet, so
fragrance
be
lingers.
impressed by that.
The day you left.
So I don't think he died again. So, yeah. So I'm sure if they make another Dragon Quest or whatever, this will be, he should be back. Yeah, we did it, guys. Good job. Bang, bang. Ooh, do I have something more to do? The only thing I can think of. Okay, so maybe I don't have anything else to do. Alright guys, so that is pretty much it to the game. 84% complete Monsterpedia. So, given this game once again, 3 out of 5. Graphics, meh. Graphics are like a 3. Storyline's like a 3. And mechanics, though, is a 5. So the 5 for mechanics is what got me. Like I said, this is a good Nintendo Switch game. If you are into the Dragon Quest series and you really want to like get a game that will keep you busy, entertained with that, I gotta catch them all, train them up, level them up, get their trades, pass it on. Like, if you like that kind of mechanics, then you're gonna like Dragon Quest 3. So definitely think you guys will like it. As you can see, I like collecting monsters. So I think there's only 2 X ranked monsters I'm missing. Other than that, I pretty much have every X and S ranked monster and A ranked monster you can think of. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed it. We got to see the secret ending together, so I hope you guys did, because I enjoyed it. But yeah, that is Dragon Quest Monsters 3, and now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty, which is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So give me 1 second to work that out. Cha-cha-cha.